Sophie Cunningham threw on an Arby's t-shirt and, without even trying, hijacked the entire WNBA news cycle. One slogan, one shirt, 800,000 sold later. And suddenly, a fast food chain is outpacing the league's ticket sales. You couldn't script this kind of absurdity if you tried. And somewhere in the background, Angel Reese, quiet, pouty, and probably scrolling through her mentions wondering why it isn't her jersey selling out. What started as a silly moment has somehow pulled the curtain back on the WNBA's biggest marketing problem. And no, it's not curly fries. It's that one woman's unfiltered authenticity just smoked the entire league's manufactured branding machine. Sophie didn't just wear the shirt, she became the headline. Somewhere along the way, the WNBA's focus shifted. Less about basketball, more about brand battles, Instagram side-eyes, and going viral for anything except actual hoops. The scoreboard feels secondary. The stat sheet? Optional. The drama, though, that's a full-time job. It's like the shot clock is counting down to the next tweet, not the next bucket. And in the middle of this reality show meets basketball mashup, Sophie Cunningham is setting the internet on fire. Not with a highlight reel crossover, but with an Arby's tee and zero PR polish. No pre-planned drama, no carefully staged TikTok dances, just curly fries and charisma. In a league starving for authenticity, she served it up hot and fresh without even trying. And somehow, it hit harder than any buzzer beater all season. But we know somebody that has gotten ridiculously popular. This year with the Indiana Fever, I made a prediction that she was going to be the second most popular player on this team by the end of the year, and then of course there was the big incident during the Connecticut Sun game, and by the end of that game she was known as Caitlin Clark's enforcer, right? The one that's got her back. At times it feels like the only one that's got her back. If I'm being quite honest, she's not running isolation plays, she's isolating the truth. No glam squad touch-ups, no Photoshop filters, no PR stunt disguised as personality. Just pure Sophie. Curly fries in one hand, the entire league's marketing strategy in the other. Meanwhile, you've got players like Angel Reese chasing clout like it's a loose rebound, manufacturing beefs for clicks, and posting TikToks that feel more like a Love and Basketball audition tape than a pro athlete's feed. Sophie? She's staying unbothered. No gimmicks, no thirst traps, just straight talk, and 800,000 shirts flying off shelves like it's a clearance sale on common sense. In a league addicted to image, she's winning with something dangerous, being real. And apparently that's the most unstoppable move in the game. It's like someone cracked a window in a stuffy room and let a breeze of honesty blow through. Judging by some of the side-eye reactions, it knocked a few glued-on lashes loose. Because when a player like Sophie Cunningham starts racking up real, unscripted fan love, the league gets twitchy. She's not part of the curated Instagram sorority. She's not dancing mid-game after a 2-for-10 shooting night. And she's definitely not clinging to choreographed bestie moments just to get in a WNBA hype video. Sophie is off-script, off-brand, and apparently exactly the kind of fresh air fans didn't know they'd been missing. That's why people are drawn to her. Because in a league drowning in performance art, Sophie's just present. No wigs, no layers of filters, no personality brainstorm meetings. Just basketball, blunt truth, and a weirdly powerful Arby's moment. And maybe, just maybe, that's exactly what fans are craving. Athletes who actually act like athletes. It's the same reason Caitlin Clark turned the entire WNBA narrative upside down without pandering to anybody. It's why Aaliyah Boston steamrolls through nonsense like a walking fact check. They're not chasing viral. They're just being iconic by existing and performing. And that scares some people, because once fans start gravitating to the unfiltered and the unscripted, all those smoke and mirror branding strategies start glitching. Which forces an uncomfortable truth. If the WNBA still can't figure out how to turn its actual stars into household names, what exactly are we doing here? The talent is absurd. The presence is magnetic. But the machine keeps chasing gimmicks over greatness, TikTok clout over toughness, catchphrases over court vision, hairstyles over handles. And that's a disconnect that's costing the league way more than just views. It's starting to feel less like a sports league, and more like a sneaker-wearing beauty pageant. The currency isn't points or assists anymore. It's selfies, subtweets, and whose nails popped the most under arena lights. And in all that noise, the real hoopers, the grinders, the locked-in pros, the ones who let their play speak, are getting drowned out. That's why Sophie's moment landed like it did. This was authentic versus algorithm. No character to play, no glam team to approve the fit. Just a t-shirt, a smirk, and a vibe. And instantly, you could feel the panic from the players who've built their entire public image on attitude without output. Because Sophie just pulled the curtain back and showed that fans will flock to someone who's real faster than to someone who's scripted. The Visibility Matters crowd suddenly went quiet when that visibility didn't follow their script. Because nothing exposes the performative like someone thriving without the performance. Sophie Cunningham is the worst-case scenario for the curated chaos crowd. A fan favorite without the manufacturing. And the beauty of it? This was never just about Sophie. It's about what she represents. A seismic shift in what fans actually want. Not influencers and sneakers. Not reality TV rivalries disguised as basketball. But athletes who feel genuine. Who show up, put in the work, and don't need weekly theatrics to justify their spotlight. Sophie's rise didn't have a PR budget behind it. It was built on consistency, honesty, and just enough quirkiness to make her relatable. Why is that threatening? Maybe because it proves the league's been chasing relatable the wrong way all along. To the arena yesterday, wearing that, there she is right there, let's just bring this up. Over at Tater Report, there she is right there, hot girls eat Arby's. I can only imagine, and I have no idea. I would assume this is some kind of sponsorship with Arby's, right? Right there. I don't know. The roast beef sandwich jokes just sort of write themselves at this point. And just like that, I want a cheddar melt. All it took was a fast food t-shirt, and Sophie Cunningham just outperformed the WNBA's last 3 marketing campaigns combined. No media blitz, no influencer tie-in, no drama-filled look at me moment. Just Sophie, a grin, and a $12 Arby's tea pulling more love than half the league's stars with triple the PR budget. The narrative has officially shifted. And it didn't happen because of some boardroom brainstorm. It happened because fans are tired of noise and ready to reward someone who's real. Meanwhile, Sophie ships another 100,000 shirts without breaking a sweat, while Angel Reese sits there, silent and salty, wondering why her own merch racks are still collecting dust. And let's be clear, this wasn't luck. Sophie didn't just stumble into the spotlight because she happened to throw on an Arby's tea. This wasn't an oops, I went viral moment. This was strategy disguised as simplicity. While half the league was busy perfecting TikTok dances and firing off passive-aggressive tweets, Sophie was playing 4D chess with roast beef and relatability. No stunts, no fake vulnerability, just a slow burn that caught like wildfire. Now the game plan has changed and some players, cough, Angel, are scrambling to keep up because the old tricks aren't working anymore. Sophie isn't winging it. Every move is deliberate. The timing, the tone, the delivery, it's all locked in. She's got the emotional intelligence of a pro negotiator and the brand instincts of Madison Avenue's best. That Arby shirt? Not a gimmick. It was a low-effort, high-impact masterstroke. Because while others are performing for clout, Sophie's engineering it. And that rattles the clout chasers to their core. It shatters the myth that you need chaos, feuds, and endless drama to grab attention. Sophie kept it simple, stayed authentic, and suddenly, everyone else's smoke and mirror routines look like dollar store magic tricks. Whether she sat down and mapped it all out or just trusted her gut, the end result is the same. She's part of a much bigger shift. The Caitlin Clark effect is bringing in unprecedented eyeballs. Aaliyah Boston's dominance is demanding respect, and Sophie's riding that wave by being herself instead of trying to fit the league's tired mold. In a WNBA obsessed with controlling the narrative, Sophie just proved that sometimes the strongest play is the one that's completely unscripted. She saw the change coming before anyone else. She watched Caitlin Clark pull in fans who didn't even know what a pick and roll was last year. She saw Aaliyah, the enforcer Boston, gain respect without a single forced quote, just shutting people up with her game. And Sophie understood the formula. No pity plays, no overproduced branding, just clarity, confidence, and consistency. But here's the part that's driving certain players up the wall, especially Angel Reese. Sophie didn't need to force her way into headlines with drama or fake beef. She didn't need to center her brand around being the face, while hoping Caitlin's name would keep her relevant. And that's the dagger. Reese built her entire image on being the show, only to find out she's just been the filler episode. Meanwhile, Sophie's the one selling out merch and building a loyal fan base that respects her skill, hustle, and personality, not her Instagram shade game. Of course, the backlash is here. The side eyes, the not-so-subtle digs, the whispers that Sophie's just lucky, or that it's only because Caitlin brought in new fans. As if Sophie didn't capitalize on that new audience with surgical precision. As if this isn't exactly what the league should be doing, turning momentum into something lasting. Instead, the WNBA keeps wasting time on marketing schemes that look like they were cooked up by a committee of confused influencers. It's almost comical. This league spent years begging for attention. Now, thanks to Clark, and real ones like Sophie, they finally have it, and they're fumbling because the spotlight isn't landing on their pre-approved mascots. Sophie isn't even chasing the spotlight, it's chasing her, because authenticity is magnetic. Fans can smell it through the screen. Once you see it, you can't unsee how fake everything else feels. The WNBA should be rolling out the red carpet for Sophie, putting her front and center as the blueprint. Here's how you connect with fans without selling your soul. Here's how you build a brand that's actually sustainable. But instead, they act like she stumbled into this, as if outmaneuvering an entire system built on hype and noise was just dumb luck. Newsflash, it wasn't luck. It was proof that in a league suffocating under forced narratives, someone who's real will always cut through. Fans get it. That's why they're showing up, wallets open, voices loud, buying up her gear until it's gone. Sophie feels like a breath of fresh air in a league that's been recycling the same stale drama for years. While others chase clout through messy rivalries and recycled soundbites, Sophie's rewriting the superstar playbook with smarts, substance, and unapologetic authenticity. And every shirt sold is another reminder that no amount of PR spin can fake what she's got.